Welcome to the Next Homie Focus Group. We meet here every other Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And this week, we've got part two of our AI because there was so much interest, so many people asking questions about AI. I decided to just extend it because I had so much more to share with you. And I'd also like to invite you all at the end. We've got plenty of time where you can share some of your favorite AI tips and tricks so that we can all learn from each other. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. We're going to talk first about how to teach Chat GPT some things that it needs to know about how you work so it can produce good results consistently and also so you don't have to keep giving it instructions over and over again on things that are common to almost everything you do. Then we're going to do cash flow for rentals. We'll show you how to do a cash flow and a 5-year projection. You're going to be amazed how easy this is. Let's see what else. Also, how to find good hot topics to talk about on your videos, and also get a good headline that's really snappy and it'll be good for clicks, and an outline to help you stay on track, along with facts and talking points. And then finally, production analysis. So we're going to do all those things and plus a couple more, and we're using Chat GPT for all of this. So I'd like to start off by telling you about how to teach Chat GPT about some things that are preferences. And again, I'll give you all these prompts in the email afterwards. And when I post the replay, all of these will be in the or not in the comments, but the description underneath the video. So you don't have to write down anything. I asked ChatGPT every time it seemed like, okay, use a sans serif font, use these certain colors, and make sure you don't violate fair housing laws. Write at an eighth grade level, avoid using acronyms, it's a whole series of things. And then I realized that I can just tell it from now on, unless I specify otherwise. I'll just read this first part. Please use our company colors on charts and graphs whenever possible. Company colors, the primary is orange, and this is the hexadecimal code for our color orange. Secondary is turquoise, and tertiary is purple. So asked it to do this from now on. And whenever it's making a PDF or a Microsoft Word document, make the headlines orange, make the subheads whatever I told it to do. So this is something that it will do from now on. And we don't have to keep reinventing the wheel and typing new stuff in. So I'd highly suggest that you do this. And there's just so many things. Like, for example, one of my little pet peeves is what writers call the rule of first use. I don't like acronyms. The first time you use something, you have to say what it is. And then thereafter, if you want, you can use acronyms or contractions or slang words. But the first time, so I put that in there. Make sure that if there's any acronyms in it, that first time it's used, it's explained. All right, well,
Chuck,
let's
did you
talk.
say you were going to send us all of this? And so I don't need to take screenshots or try to
You
take
don't have to
notes.
take screenshots. You don't have to take notes. I'm recording this presentation and I'm going to email you a link to the recording and all the prompts. Every single thing that I mentioned today is all typed out for you. And if you're not on my email list,
Oh,
no
I am. Yeah.
worries. If you
Yeah, I
go to
get
the
a copy of
replay,
it.
it'll all be in the description for you. We have to give good instructions. Treat it like it's a real person. And and be polite. I ask it to please do things. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but talk to it like it's a real person. If I asked somebody to just give me a description for this property, they're not going to be able to do a very good job because they don't know enough. But if I give it good specific information and follow-up tasks, then it's going to do a great job. Let's talk about rental analysis. How many people here like sitting there and doing the math to analyze cash flow for nobody likes it. I don't like doing it either, so I made an easy way to do it. So I've got some prompts here. Now, I wrote these out for you because it's a long list. You have to give it some information. So I'm just going to copy and paste this and we'll go over it together. All right, so I'm telling Chat GPT, you're a property investor. That's also beneficial if you tell it what kind of function it's going to be performing. Please create a cash flow analysis for the following property. Now, you do have to give it some information. So the purchase price, let's just say this one is $450,000. There's no loan term and closing cost, I'm just going to guess. Let's just say it's $6,000. Now, of course, you have to give it information. Now, for this particular property, I've got one in mind that I'm using as an example. Monthly rental is probably going to be about $3,400 for that property. And there's no other income from it, like laundry or parking fees. So there's nothing there. But if it was like an apartment building, you'd want to put that in. Property taxes. And I'm just giving round numbers, but $4,500. The insurance is roughly the same. There's no property management fees because I'm doing it. For maintenance and repairs, 8% is considered normal to factor in for maintenance of repairs. Utilities are paid by the owner. There's no HOA fees. Vacancy rate, again, it's considered normal to kind of budget for 5% vacancy. And then capital expenditures. That's expensive things like a new roof or new air conditioning system. It's a good idea. Of course, depends on who you ask, but generally speaking, 7% is a good budgetary number for that. Now, are there any upfront costs? Like, yeah, we're going to put some new cabinets in the bathroom. That's going to be $2,500 assigned. Appreciation expectations. I'm going to go conservative here and say 4% annually. And then rent growth. Again, going conservative, 4% annually, because that's kind of normal around here. Now I'm going to press enter and it's going to start thinking about this and prepare to be amazed. While it's thinking, any questions so far? All right, so we'll just sit and watch. Do, do, do.
Uh,
Go ahead.
you put in for your property tax insurance. Does it know that that's going to be annual?
Yes.
Because you've done this before and it's already knows that pattern.
Yes. As a matter of fact, in the notes
Okay.
that I'm going to send you all, I put in there to put in annual, just so you'd know. All right, so now we've got a little spreadsheet here. First of all, goes over the details. We've got operating expenses, operating income, cash invested. Annual cash flow on this is going to be $23,640. Cash on cash return is 5.15%. So that's some really good information. This is everything we need to know to determine whether or not this would be a good investment for somebody. But there's more. It's thinking ahead. Would you like a detailed cash flow analysis? Or would you like to talk about appreciations or multi-year performance? Well, yeah, please give me a 5 year. And it's going to do that math for us very quickly. I used to have a spreadsheet that I did on this, but using ChatGPT is way faster because you can ask follow-up questions to get more specific information. Maybe this property, the cash flow is pretty slim, but the appreciation's looking good. This is a way that you can give your client the whole picture and see where they're going to be in 5 years or 10 years or whatever their plan is. And at the end of it all, you can ask it to create a Microsoft Word document that has charts and graphs. In fact, I think I'll do that right now. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, Chuck, notice you're on an Apple computer. Why are you using Microsoft Word? I have found that if you ask for Microsoft Word document, it will produce the best results. Simply asking for a PDF, it just doesn't look as good because Microsoft Word has a lot of features built into it that can make something look pretty. And of course, if you're a Macintosh person, you can open up a Microsoft Word document in Apple Pages and it'll look exactly the same as it did in Microsoft Word. So I'm opening it up here just so you can see it. And I'm doing this all like none of this is optimized so it works perfect for my demo. I'm doing this live. Here's the projections. Here's a little graph, another graph. Everybody loves graphs. So these are all things you can produce for your client or for yourself if you're an investor so that you can very quickly know if this is a good investment. How long do you think it would take to do this? Like if you weren't talking through it and you've done it several times. I mean, I can do this in literally under 2 minutes. And that's really powerful to me because it's a great service we can provide to our clients to give them good, useful information and establish us as the experts. I don't know about y'all, but it seems like everybody I talk to does not like doing videos. And what's the most powerful thing we can be doing as agents? Videos. The thing that I hear the most, because I love doing videos myself, Pat loves doing them as well. But the thing that I hear the most is, oh, I don't know what to talk about. So I've got a solution for you. Again, I've got all this stuff written down for you. So this is part of a multi-step process. And this is one thing that really opened up a whole new world for me when somebody showed me the concept of follow-up tasks. So you get to a certain point where you want to be, and then you use that information to take it the next step, and then the next step after that. And it's so powerful. And I think that when you start thinking that way, you'll start thinking of ways that you can use Chat GPT to save yourself time in a lot of areas. All right, so I'm a realtor in, and then you have to put in the area you serve. Tampa Bay, Florida, because Pat and I are your friends in Florida, Bay Area. Please prioritize things that are in the news. So that's going to give me a few ideas now. It's got links to the actual articles if I want to read up, but I don't have to read up because we're going to use ChatGPT to do the heavy lifting here. All right, cooling market, property taxes surge, new development downtown, shifting buyer, blah, blah, blah. Some good ideas here. All right, so I'm going to choose one. Let's go with shifting buyer incentives. So I'm going to select that one, copy it, then paste it down in the Ask Anything field. Then use my next prompt, which is please create an outline for a short video about, okay, about, and then that's the topic that I chose from above, in the, and again, what area. And of course, on my prompts that I'm using, the Tampa Bay is already typed in all the time because that's where we work. All right, so it's creating a video title. ChatGPT is actually being cognizant of what is most likely to get you clicks and keywords that are going to be beneficial on YouTube. So really great headline here. 2025 homebuyer perks are drying up in Tampa Bay. Here's what it means for you. So it gives you little talking points here. I'm not a big fan of scripts, and I recommend not ever using scripts on your videos because it will be obvious that you're reading. And there's nothing more boring than somebody reading. When I see somebody reading something, I just think to myself, well, why didn't you just email it to me so I could read it? So here we go. And it's got good stats. 45% of Tampa Bay homes with seller concessions, but there's just 33% so far right now. Why it's happening, what buyers should do, a call to action, branding tips for the videos. So these are all things that are very valuable. I can print this out right now and do a really great video about this topic, and I've got good stats and specifics and things to back up what I have to say. Now, I've got an alternative way of doing it that I'm going to share with you too. I'm not going to waste your time going through it step by step, but what's the hottest real estate news topic in the area? And then same thing, you copy the favorite option that it gives you and please create an outline for the video. So that's an optional way of doing it if you want to just hone in on what's really hot right now. I like to have a lot of ideas and then I can just pick one that, for whatever I'm feeling at the time. Yeah, Angela wrote, most of the battle with video is what to say and how to say it. And that's exactly right. And not only that, doing the research for some facts to back up what you have to say, because otherwise it's just opinion. And this gives you everything. So thanks for that comment, Angela. The last thing that I have on my list that I definitely want to cover is figuring out production. So I'm going to start a new chat here. All the MLSs are different. Your MLS may be different, it may be better than ours, but I just did a little sample production report. On our MLS, it doesn't export in comma separated values or as a chart. It doesn't do anything of that sort. So it just makes a PDF and that's it. So what you can do, I got my little sample production report. I'm just going to click and drag it into Chat GPT. It's uploading it right now. And this is another thing that's amazing. Chat GPT can read the contents of PDFs. I made a prompt. And of course, like I mentioned before, you don't have to write anything down. You don't have to do any screenshots or anything because I'll send all this to you. All right, this is a two prompt deal here. So we're going to ask it to, using this uploaded PDF, analyze it and tell me the following. And I gave it a whole list of things. The average for sell and list for days on market, average sale price, analyze the percentage of each for sides, and just a whole long list of things that I wanted to know. All right, here we go. Everything I wanted to know and never really cared to sit and do the math on. It even shows you the formulas on how it got to that. Average sale prices, percentage. So in this example, this agent did 11 lists and four and a half sell. And then finally, a summary table. This is valuable at the end of the year, or if you do quarterly or even monthly, this is information you need to know. So for this example here, wow, the stuff's sitting on the market. Average sale price, total number of sides, and what the percentages are for each. So in this agent's case, 71% of their business is listings. So that's great news if they're into doing listings. But wait, there's more. Now we can ask it to make something with charts and graphs. And you know how much we all love charts and graphs, right? And we're going to go ahead and just do it real quick. It's thinking. All right, so here we go. Analysis report. Got the graphs, got the pie charts. It's looking good. So there it goes. And you can see here it didn't exactly follow my instructions on colors, but Chat GPT is not going to be 100% every time. It just isn't. You have to look at the stuff and make corrections. That's why you're the expert. So as far as what we use, Pat and I like to keep it simple because let's talk about videos first, since that's the first thing you mentioned. As far as videos, we use our phone and this stabilizer here. It's very inexpensive. DJI makes it. And you put your phone on here. And if you really want to get high tech with it, they make a little lapel mic that plugs into your phone that makes the sound a lot better. We we don't do anything special as far as editing. The last thing I want to learn is a whole new career field on how to edit video. So I just use, in my case, we're Macintosh people, just use iMovie. Windows has a very similar, simple video editor. You don't need to do any fancy stuff. It's just simple. And I've found in my research that the more slick the video is and the more production values it has, the less sincere and the less authentic it will come across. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about misspeaking or stumbling on something. That's what makes it real. And that's what the public is starving for. There's so much slicky boy content out there. People do not trust it. So if you come up there just the way you are, just however you are that day, and just talk and share information, it's going to come across as believable, trustworthy, because you're being authentic and you're not trying to polish it all up and make it slick. So don't worry about how smooth you are as a speaker or how great your production values are. They literally do not matter, and it's better if they're a little bit low. So I know that kind of goes against what all the gurus are teaching out there, but that's what we found, and it's been very productive for us. Again, it's shocking how little we use. We're not looking to get into a whole different career field. Now, as far as all these prompts, I like to organize all my stuff in Evernote. Everything's in there. If somebody tells me a good restaurant, I put it in Evernote because it's a searchable database. So I can just, what was that good restaurant that somebody told me about? And it'll pop up in Evernote. all my little AI stuff. I stick them here in Evernote, and then I share them with Pat so that she can use them too, because she uses Evernote as well. If you're not using Evernote, you are really missing an opportunity. And of course, Chat GPT, which is kind of the cornerstone of what we're talking about here. Now, I will tell you this. The free version of Chat GPT is very powerful, but doing these things that I'm teaching you will very quickly max out what the free version is willing to do for you. Get the paid version. It's not much money and it's worth every penny because as you start using these things that I'm showing you today, you're going to start thinking of other things and just kind of it'll get your gears going thinking what other boring tasks could I make easier using this tool? So we've got the team version here since Pat and I both use it, not only a daily basis, almost an hourly basis to help out with tedious tasks here in the office. Now, if you were not here last week, we've got a whole part one to this. It's got lots of time saving stuff. It's posted on our YouTube channel. I'll send it to you, but just so you can hear it here, it's the Real Estate Focus Group on YouTube. The Real Estate Focus Group on YouTube. It's got every single one of our little focus group things that we recorded. They're all on there. I'd like to hear some of your ideas, some of the things you've been using ChatGPT for, and maybe your comments or ideas or even questions if you're having any difficulty with any particular things. So speak right up and we can all help each other out here.
Chuck, did you say you use I use the pro version. It is definitely more costly, but I have spent probably 120 plus hours educating Howard, my chat GPT, about who I am, everything. Like it sounds weird to say it. I treat it like almost like a best friend.
Yeah,
And it is, the more you put in it, the more you get out of it, I guess, because it's now just become an extension of me. Um, I mean, it sounds like me. It's odd.
it is awesome, and that's a good investment of your time because this is an assistant that'll never quit.
Right. Yeah. And I use it in conjunction with Claude. I put it in the chat, PLAUD.ai. For those that have ADHD like me, or just constantly on the phone and you can't remember what you said on that first phone call, then you're on the fifth one and you're like, oh God, I don't know what I said to Jim. Well, Claude AI I don't have mine here with me, it's on a treadmill, but it goes on the back of my phone. You can get wearable ones too. It will record and transcribe everything for you, mind map everything out for you, and it works really well with ChatGPT. Those two go hand in hand for me. So if I have say a call with a client and whatever we do where I record it, I have it transcribed, then it creates notes for me. I can edit it if I want, and then I can literally fire it off to my client. I can say, hey, please send summary to Jim at blah, 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 and it'll do it. Or I'll say, put a reminder in my calendar for this, and it'll do it. But it's called Claude. You see it, PLAUD.ai. It is, those two together are awesome. That's what I'd tell you.
Wow, that's amazing, Nathan. Thank you for bringing that up. I really appreciate that. That sounds like something we could all use.
It's for people like, again, my attention span's some squirrel. I feel like most realtors are like that anyway. So it's really good for that. And again, like the summarization of calls, to be able to take a summary, generate it in less than a minute, and send it to my client Jim that details our phone call, makes you look like a rock star.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it happens automatically when I do it. So I like it.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is it helps to avoid any kind of misunderstandings or miscommunication. Yeah, Pat's just looking it up. She says it's $159. Looks like it's a one-time fee. Is that correct, Nathan?
I think to order it and get it, and then there's a yearly subscription or something.
Uh-huh.
I'd pay 5 times what I pay for it. I mean, it's that. I think it's that critical for my success and business now. Just because I can use it for a lot of things. But it is like I said, when I found it, it was a game changer for me, and I don't use those words often.
Angela asked a good question. Is it a device or an app? Pat
It's
looked it up.
both.
Yeah.
It's a small. It almost looks like a credit card. I mean, it's very, very thin, and it'd go on the back of your phone. Yeah, then that's the wearable one, Pat. You can get one that you can wear on your wrist, or you just wear it on your neck, or you can have the one that goes to the back of your phone. For me, I like the one that, since we probably all do. It just spends so much time on the phone.
Mhm.
Having those just for sometimes remembering things.
That's
Yes, ma'am. You
incredible.
got it, Pat, right there. That's what it looks like. I'm not an attorney. I would also, though, make sure you're compliant with recording other people's calls in your state. In Ohio, we only have to have what they call one-to-one, meaning only one person has to be aware that the call is being recorded. So I don't have to notify somebody. But depending on your state, you may want to look into that.
Interesting point. Yes. Yeah, Adrian was pointing out that, it's
And then another one is called Vox Script. It's a plugin that comes in handy because you've got videos on platforms have transcripts and going through it can be difficult. Vox Script comes in handy. It'll pull the transcript from a video for you.
that's awesome. All right, Patricia's got her hand up. Patricia, what do you have to tell us today?
Do that I use Chat GPT daily, and I do agree with Nathan 1000%. Mine definitely knows me. I'm applying for to be on our board of directors for a board here in Austin, and I just asked Chat GPT the questions that the application asked me, and it answered it better than I could have answered it with my accurate information. So you do have to continue to talk to it. And I answer almost every email besides what's my name. I think I put through Chat GPT. So anything else that wants to know, I put it through Chat GPT. Not only does it just make it easier and quicker for me, it is giving it more information about me so that it's able to answer the more complex questions. I didn't hear the first part of the conversation today, but I do know that you're talking about getting information out to the public for our from our expertise. And so I will say that if you are drinking water or doing a video, or if you happen to burp or spill some of your Coke, that's going to be the video that's going to be seen the most, acknowledged the most. They're going to remember you the most versus you sitting there, like a politician all polished and tie perfect. It just doesn't go over as well. I will also say that what you do is what they want to see. So there's a lot of people that are big gym people, like even Nathan right now is on the treadmill. If he did a video on the treadmill, it would probably get more likes and more views than him sitting at his desk, with his microphone doing an actual video. Because especially physical activities. So I think that's a really good thing for us to acknowledge. We do not have to be polished. We're people. We want people to know that we're people because they're going to work with us better. Because if not, you're looking robotic, and that's not who anyone wants to work with because they want you to feel how they feel in the transaction. So that's what I try to do, and I always try to find a way to relate with the consumer. I know you guys all know that I am a big football junkie, and so when it's a football person, I don't care what team they go for, I still can make some sort of a analogy back and forth, or telling them that when my team is going to beat them, and or I've seen their team play again or whatever, and it just goes so much further, and people appreciate you for that. So I think that's a major thing. And most of my real estate has football intertwined in it.
All right, so who else has something that you'd like to share with the group?
One of the things that I've
Yes, sir.
done recently was trying to find information, sell it for a listing where we had the HOA and they didn't know. So I just downloaded all the HOA docs into Chat GPT. It filtered it, and then I could ask it questions. What kind of fence can I put up? What's the size limit on pets? Is there a size limit, or what pets can have? So it was able to parse all that information and give me an answer for anybody coming through that asked those questions at an open house. So made it super easy.
Oh man, you're a genius. I didn't even think of that. In fact, I've got some HOA documents I need to pour over to get an answer, like
Hmm.
if there's any rules about motorcycles. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna upload the PDF and do it your way now. Ah, you just saved me an hour, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and if you've got voice or you got on your phone with voice, just ask it. Hey, I've got people asking me, what color can we paint the house, or is there a limit on, the style of fence, or what's the landscaping requirements for the area? Boom, I have them right there.
All right, you just made it worth me coming here today. Looks like a lot of other people like that one too.
So,
Very nice.
so if we have PDF reading capability, you could do title reports and all kinds of stuff and ask it
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, when I found out that it could read the contents of a PDF, that really got me thinking.
I mean, if you don't have it, take a picture. It can read the picture as long as you drop it into the chat.
That's right.
The other thing
Oh,
I found, like somebody was talking about transcripts from a video. I copied the transcript and it's like, that's too much information. So simply save it as a Word document, then upload the Word document, and it takes care of that. So you don't have to worry about the transcript or whatever document being too long if you upload it as a document as opposed to a copy and paste.
all right. Anybody else have anything before we wrap it up today? Thank you all for coming today. This was really a lot of fun, and thank you everybody that participated and gave some ideas. I know I learned a lot, and I hope you learned a lot too and enjoyed it. This is the Next Homie Focus Group. We meet every other Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Chuck Vosberg, and my wife Pat is on one of the other little windows here. She got back from her commitment, and we're your friends in Florida. And when you refer to us, we take care of every single aspect of the transaction. We don't hand anything off to underlings. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for coming. If you need anything, message me, call me, text me, carrier pigeon, whatever it is. Always happy to help. So thanks again. Bye bye.